Okay, everybody, welcome to the Retrain Your Brain Effect. I am your beautiful host, Just Mo speaking, and today I have such a special guest with me here today, Chassy.
Hi.
Chassy. I'm, ooh, all right, Chassy. I am so excited to have you with us. And Chassy, can you introduce the beautiful lady sitting with you?
And this is my beautiful mother. Her name is Tynita Davis.
Hello, Miss Ty.
So
All right, I'm so glad to have you ladies on my show. Now, before we get into our topics, I am too hyped to talk with Chassy. Before we get into that, I need to go ahead and promo this book, Dear Me: What to Tell Yourself When You Feel Stuck, written by yours truly, Mo Martin. It is available on Amazon.com. This book is amazing for helping you to clear your thoughts, organize your mind, and get you to any goal that you want to reach, or actually can also help you heal from any trauma that you've been through as well. And that book is amazing. So make sure you pick up your copy. Also, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to miss any of our new episodes that we have that come up every Wednesday. And now let's get into it. Miss Chassy, why in the world would I invite Miss Chassy onto my show? Chassy, can you tell everybody how old you are, please?
I am 10 years old.
10 years old. Mo, what are you doing? Why do you have a 10-year-old on your show? Let me tell you a little bit something about this 10-year-old. She blew me away in her pre-screen interview. And I was just like, I have to have her on this show. Chassy, your mindset is beyond mature for your age. And I want to talk, before we get into all of what it is that you do, I kind of want to start there with your mindset. Now, Ty, I don't know about you. When you were 10 years old, what were you doing at 10? I'm gonna tell you what I was doing.
Going outside, probably skating and jumping rope.
Yes, at 10 years old, I was climbing trees, playing football with the neighborhood kids. I don't know, running around in the woods. That's what I was doing at 10 years old. Chassy, at 10 years old, what are you doing?
I'm painting. I have a website.
You're painting and you have a website. I think it's a little bit more than a website. You have your own business, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she has her own business, ladies and gentlemen, at 10 years old. Now I don't want you to turn off this show and get disappointed with your life by listening to what Chassy has accomplished already. This is really meant to encourage you where you are now. Because really, and as we get to talk with Chassy some more, you guys are going to see that a lot of what we discuss and talk about is really easy. It just takes a decision. It just takes you getting up out of bed and saying, okay, today is the day that I'm going to put the correct mindset on and put everything into action. So Chassy, can you talk to us about your mindset at 10 years old? What are some things that you do to help you be successful in what you're doing?
Some things that I do to be successful with what I'm doing is I mostly like to look beyond like what's already there. So sometimes, I get frustrated and like stuff like that. So I like to look beyond and like things that I can do instead of things that I have right here and now, because a lot of people, they stay in their box, like they don't think outside the box. And I think that you should always think outside the box, and that's how you're gonna get your answers really quickly. And another thing that I do is I always don't discourage myself. Like I always want to keep pushing forward and forward and forward until I like reach success. But like my success isn't like the regular success. Oh, I made it and stuff. No, my success is where my mindset is like where I want to be in that typical moment. So that's something.
And that is what you see as success, is you in the moment.
Yes.
So not necessarily that you've reached the goal yet or not. It's just you kind of take stock of what's happening in the moment, And what are some of the boxes that you check off mentally? Like, okay, this is, in this moment, I am being successful. What does that look like?
What does it look like for me is in those moments that I'm being successful, it looks like for me that finally I got to the point that I want to be. So finally I did this, like I did that, right? And then now I check that off. But like honestly, I don't really have boxes that I check off because I feel like I'm never finished with something. Like I always have to keep going. So it's like no boxes I check off, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. That is actually, you know what? You are so right. Every day we should always be working towards something. You never quite reach the top. And when you think you've reached the top, you got to keep going, right? So Chassy, tell us about your business and how you got into this.
How I got into this was I always tried different things, like, dancing, like sports and all that stuff. But then one day my mom, he brought me like a kit and then I loved it. Like first sight, I loved it. So then one day I was making a painting and my mom was like, this is so good. We should actually like try to make our own website and stuff. So what we did was, like one of my family members, we just sold it to them just to get my business started. And we posted it and stuff. And like everybody was like, oh my God, your painting is so good. So then my mom decided to make a website. We started putting like little details on there. And then after a while, people just started coming. And then that's why I started to grow.
Okay. So Chassy, you were so adorable. Chassy, you went through that so fast that you lost me. I'm sorry. I don't know about anybody listening, but you went through so fast. Okay, so this started out with your mom buying you a painting kit. Okay, so just out of the blue. What were you always into painting and drawing, or was this just something random that mom saw and was like, oh, I think she'll like it?
Like growing up, I like to draw, so I had like a lot of drawings that I used to do. So that's probably why she wanted to like put me into painting.
Okay. So this was just kind of like, oh, this will be something cute for Chassy to do. It wasn't like, here, do this, start your business. Like it was just something fun. And so you're painting, you're using this kit, did a light bulb go off and you're like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Really? That's how it worked for you. Mm-hmm. It just clicked.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
You edit this too, right?
No, this is not edited. This is all straight going, right? Exactly how we're talking. That is the beauty of this show. What did you want to say? Did you want to jump in, Mom?
No, I was telling her to tell the story of how it started with the painting when she was going to throw it away.
Yeah. Chas, so go ahead. What is it that Mom's referring to?
So my first painting I ever done. Not my first painting. Yeah, my first painting I ever done. Basically I was upstairs like painting and I was doing a painting, right? And then after it turned out so bad, like I wanted to give up. So I ran downstairs about to throw it in the garbage and my dad was looking at me because he was like over there by the kitchen, the garbage right there. So when he was looking at me, he was like, why are you throwing this away? I'm like, because it's so bad. Like tears coming out. This is so bad. I don't like it. I don't think I'm the painting anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, he taught me like never give up on like something that you started because you don't know what this masterpiece could go. So I went upstairs and I tried to fix it up. Still came out horrible. But like at that point I kept going and he like taught me to like never give up. So honestly, points through my business, I wanted to give up, but like through that point that what he told me, like I never wanted to give up ever again because I know that masterpieces could come through time instead of,
Oh, yes, of course. So that is such a good lesson that you learned in that moment. But still, there's still a gap. So from that painting incident, Dad tells you don't give up on it. You finish it. What still pushed you to want to keep creating and then eventually want to sell your paintings?
What pushed me to keep creating was actually I watched a lot of people like who does paint. I don't remember the names. It was a long time ago. But I watched people that like used to paint and stuff, and like actually like there's something like you, like they tell people like to keep pushing and stuff. So on that, they like reminded me to keep going like with my business and like with my art and all that stuff. So then that actually took me forward.
Yes.
My mindset.
I love that. I am so glad you said that. And this is the reason why. I'm going to tell you why I said that. And Mom, you can jump in at any time too. I like that you said that, because a lot of times we're so hard on ourselves and we think that if we didn't get the lesson the first time, like after your dad told you the same thing all these other people were saying, right? And that was the lesson. But the fact that you kept chasing that lesson and still needing to learn that lesson, you didn't learn it completely in that first time with dad, but you kept hearing it, kept hearing it, kept hearing it. And then eventually something just kind of clicked for you. Mom, did you want to add something in there?
Yes. What I noticed is that she kept on going outside and she just was painting. So I just used to watch, like, oh, that's good, that's good. And she just did it on her own after a while and just was painting a lot. So I said, one day it was a nice painting. I'm like, wow, this is really good, Chassy. We should try to sell it. So that's when I went on Instagram and post for sale. And then I got so much feedback, like, wow, a 9-year-old, because she was actually 9 at the time, did this.
Wow.
So people just started asking for paintings. And then I went and said, you know what, let me make a site and see how it goes. And so far, I've been doing very well with it.
So
And I
Mom,
think it motivated her.
so you're kind of like the driving force behind the starting the business anyways. You saw, what was it about her paintings that made you, because as parents our kids make a lot of stuff and you don't see you don't see a lot of parents, going, hey, let's sell it. At the very best it makes it to the fridge, right? So what was, like, was there a lesson, was there something that you were trying to do for her by starting this?
I always embed in the kids that you don't have to really work for anyone. I've been
Mm-hmm.
working a corporate job my entire life.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a manager at a bank, and at times it's like, if I wasn't working this 9 to 5, I probably would be doing something else with my life. And I feel like jobs put you in a small space at times, and then when you have to provide, you don't get out that loop. You're either tired when you come home from work, and then you have your kids.
Right.
So I always want them to know that, to be themselves and to imagine, like, to define themselves. And that's what I pushed them for. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, look, you can paint, because she do YouTube. She likes to bake and she likes to do a lot of other things. So I was like, wow, we can start a painting business for you and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be this great. And she's doing very, very well. Again, in life, I feel like we should tell our kids to go above and beyond and to define yourself. And I feel like we were taught to work and
Yeah.
not to, like, dig deeper within ourselves, to be creative. So
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you push your kids in that direction. I want to dig into that with you some more. But first let me ask Chassy. So Chass, when you decided to have this business or go along with the idea with Mom, what was your idea, like, in your mind? What did this look like for you when you heard, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a website, I'm gonna sell my paintings?
What it looked like for me was honestly me just going ahead, painting, and then people just taking it. Because I didn't know about the money and stuff. So I just saw people gonna take it, and I just made paintings and like people just taking. I thought I'm gonna have like a website, like actually, like at that point my mindset of website was a store. Like, so I was thinking, oh Mom, we can go get like a pink unicorn stuff. No, but then honestly, that's what I was thinking about.
Okay. And so what's happening now is that it's not quite she was just shaking her head like, no, 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 no. Now it's blown up to be something bigger than you first thought, right?
Yeah.
Just off of you creating and coming up with your own idea. I just so love this. I can't tell you how much I love it. So Chassy, take our listeners into your routine as an entrepreneur, not even as a kid and like doing your schoolwork and stuff. That stuff is important too, by the way. But as an entrepreneur, what are some things that are really important that you feel like you need to do in order to be successful?
Some things that I feel like I need to do to be successful is write down my goals and like write down the things that I need to do. Like even things that like 5-10 years from now, like have my mindset ready for those things to come. Cause like when I'm ready to do it, I have to wait longer for them to actually happen. So I feel like how about I just start now and do these things? So I have like a little chalkboard in my garage and I write down things that I feel like I want to do. And like to be successful, like paintings, like sometimes I'd be forgetting like paintings, and I like to be like very organized, because sometimes like my mom is like, oh, this painting's gonna be bigger, how about we do this one now and then work on this one later. But I don't like skipping people because I feel like they ordered first and I should get them done. So,
Yes.
so what I
Sounds
do,
no more of a business.
so what I do is I basically like write it down, and then I have like the paintings I want to do. So like, and I also feel like I should contact people and like let them know that this is not gonna be done at the certain time.
Communication, yes.
I have to do the
So
school and
important.
be successful, because like some people are like, oh, I don't want your painting no more, and it takes too long and stuff. No, I want to like give them the information.
Customer service.
Yes, customer service.
Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna stop and take a quick break. When we come back, Chaz, I want to go even deeper than that, because you're giving me some really great pointers on how to run your business successfully. But behind every successful business is a successful person. There's a successful mind. And I want to know how you train your mind, train your brain to do what it is that you're doing at this age. I mean, it's like you're blowing mom. I know she's blowing you away. She has to be.
Definitely.
Like you're watching it happen right in front of you. But you're literally blowing me away with what you are doing at your age. So when we get back from the break, I would like us to go even deeper into that, if that's all right with you, Chess. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, listeners, let's hear a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back. All right, friends, thank you for hanging in there. And we are back from our break. So Chassy, jumping back into the conversation, I want to know what it takes for you to kind of like get your mind together, basically, to get yourself in the right frame of mind, the right mindset to do what you're doing at this age. Because you could so easily be doing TikToking. Do you TikTok?
Yes.
And you TikTok. I feel like TikToking is like, oh, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. And Ty, I don't know if you did this, but I downloaded TikTok, right? It lasted for maybe a month. I felt like it was a whole part-time job that I did not have the time for. It takes up so much time.
And so my grandmother actually had TikTok. And
No, she does.
Yes, she does, Mo. And I'm like, you have to. I don't even go on it. Chassy put it on my phone, but I don't go on TikTok. I think I need to start. She be cracking up.
It takes up too much of my time. I felt like it was a whole nother job. So Chassy, I don't know how you TikTok. Are you a regular TikToker?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and throw in your TikTok handle right now so people could follow you if they'd like to.
It's Create with Chassy. I Create with Chassy on my TikTok.
I Create with Chassy?
No, at.
At Create with Chassy. That's on TikTok, guys. So if you want to follow her, I don't know how you do it. But anyways, well, all the other things that you could be doing, how do you prepare your mind for what you are doing right now with your business?
How I prepare my mind for what I am doing right now is I think about what I am doing now. Like I think about my art business and what I'm doing now, and I think about the things that I could be doing, but like what are they bringing here for me? Like my art.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's bringing me like not just money, because I don't think about the money part. I think about what it can bring me in the future, because I really want to like buy myself like an art place, like a business and stuff, like a store, I guess you could say. And
yeah,
what my art business, like my website, is bringing me right now is it's bringing me like the things and the tools I need now, like the things I could pay for. So when I'm older, I won't have to be asking, oh, mommy, please, I want like a store and stuff, like I can get it myself. So I feel like for example, what is TikTok bringing me? I mean, I know you can get paid off of it, but like, is that really what I want to do in life? Like, even if I wanted to do it, I feel like to me, I don't want to make money off of that. And I feel like right now, TikTok's not bringing me anything. So I feel like other things, like for example, I could be a skater, but like, what is that bringing me right now to be what I want?
Girl, I'm taking notes, just so you know. I'm gonna show you my notes. I'm taking notes right here. You see my little scribbles over there? To stay present, that's what I just took from what you were saying. I need to stay present and also ask, is it productive for me? That is so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, talk to me about your meditation process, because I know in our pre-screening you mentioned it. and you blew me away. I was like, what? Meditating? You meditate? So talk to us about that process for you.
My meditating process, I feel like it just takes me out of my world that I'm in and just brings me into the world that I love. And like the world that I can change everything.
Girl, woo! I like that. I'm
Yeah.
writing that down. Go ahead.
So basically I'm in my meditating place. It's like a world that I can change and criticize because you know the world I'm in, it's like I can go up to the president and be like, oh, do this and that. No, like in my world I can do whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want. And it's just like my space of mind. And what I do to actually like make me go into that place more is I put on like little like music about like earth music, like breeze and stuff. And normally I like to wet my hands. I don't know why, it's just me, but I like to wet my hands and stuff. And it just makes me feel comfortable with my space of mind. And I normally like to go in a place that's quiet and like I'm by myself. So that just really takes me out of my world and brings me into the place that like I love and I can do everything that I want to do.
Oh my God, you so blew me away with that quote. Oh, that is so good, Chassy. I love it. I love that so much. Oh, I love it. Where's your favorite place in the house to meditate? Where do you go?
Mostly the living room. Yeah.
In the living room. Didn't you just say you needed a place that's quiet?
Yeah, normally, like my family, they're always in the loft. So like they're like
Oh, okay.
things in the loft, and that's upstairs. So like normally I go downstairs and like maybe in my room, but I don't really like being in my room that much because you know, like I said, the loft is like really close to my room. So I like to go like the living room, like downstairs mostly, maybe outside.
Yeah, where you're not distracted.
Yes.
Wow, this is great. People, are you listening to this? She's 10. She is 10. Chaz, how did you get into meditating? How did that start?
How I got into meditating was, I think it was a third grade, third grade. Yeah, I went to this new school and like my teacher, her name is Miss Johnson.
Shout out to Miss Johnson, wherever you are, if you were Chassy's teacher.
Yeah. In third grade, she liked meditating and she was also a painter too.
Okay.
But I wasn't really into that at that point, but she was a painter too. I just figured out just now. But she used to meditate and stuff. And I like used to watch her at recess. Like sometimes she'll just be in her own space. Like even though there were loud kids, she'll have like her headphones in, just sitting there. And I came up to her one day. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And like she's like meditating. I'm like, "Really?" So then I sat down with her. She was like, "Do you want to join me?" So I sat down with her, and I was just like sitting there, like meditating with her. I guess you could say. I was watching other kids and stuff, but like I was really just sitting there like with her. And then I was like, "Wow, I really love this." Like when I got home the same day, I started meditating. That was up in my room. I actually didn't like it because, like I said, the family was in the loft.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sounds going on. But I was like, this is actually really fun. So, like, after I probably started doing it once a week, twice a week. And, like, that actually took me in my state of mind. And, like, I like, love at first sight. I loved it.
You know what? I'm going to, Chassy, if you don't mind, I just want to interject something. And Ty, you can jump in as well. I like when children are exposed to different ways of living life. That's the simplest way I think I could put it. I like when children are exposed to these things because it kind of opens up, it awakens something inside of them instead of the whole, follow the leader mentality. They're able to just kind of become who they're meant to become. Yes. Go ahead, Ty. What do you want to say about that?
And that's why I'm not a traditional parent, and I'm like very free with Chassy in a way.
Why do you say you're not a traditional parent?
Because you know what? It's because I never hit Chassy before. I never really used the belt on her or anything. And I think a lot of people were trained to do that. I'm more of letting her be free-minded, letting her do what she wants to do in a way.
Yeah.
When it comes to her life. Like some people would have found out their kid was meditating and they would be like, "You're not doing that. Who taught you that? Why is your teacher doing that?" And I'm like, if you like it, go ahead. She actually introduced me to it one time, and I think I did it with her one time, and I was like really surprised, like, wow, this is what you do and how you do it. So yeah, I think we should let kids be free.
Yeah, I really like that. As a teacher, it's one of one of the things that I like doing is exposing children to different things that I know that they probably wouldn't traditionally be introduced to at home. For example, different types of music. You know, every morning when they would come into class, I would play all different kinds, something different every day from a different country. Sometimes it's in English, sometimes it's not. Different instruments that they've never even heard before. And there's this light that goes off in their eyes that it's just like, you know, it touched their soul, like something just awakened, something just clicked inside of them. And they're like, wow. So Chassy, I feel like you definitely had a wow moment with your teacher, even though she should have been watching the kids on the playground. But we're not going to go into that. But you had a wow moment with your teacher. And just because of that wow moment, look at how it's helping you with what you're doing. Do you think that if you weren't into meditating, do you think that you would still be like rocking out in your painting business like you are?
Yeah, I think that's still what I've been
She was like, yeah, we ain't gonna do all that. We're not gonna say all that. Go ahead,
Right.
Chess. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I still would have been like painting, even though I wasn't meditating. I feel like it did help me a little bit. It helped me like be freelance in my own mind and like have different things I can criticize and like work on.
Okay.
But I feel like I still would have been doing my
Like to be more open,
yeah.
more creative. I think that is so awesome. I love that. Was there a time in your career so far where you've kind of fallen off track, so to speak, like things kind of got hectic and, you know, because we're not perfect. We don't wake up every day doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. So was there a time where things kind of got crazy for you, Chassy?
Yes, like probably once or twice now. Actually, like, cause you know I'm a kid, I like doing different things. So like sometimes I would like wake up and like through the whole entire day I would not go on the ground, do nothing, like no painting, like maybe a week will go by I had did nothing. So sometimes my mom is like, or my dad is like, oh my god, you have to go paint, people paid you for this, you have to do it. And it started getting overwhelming because it's like sometimes I don't feel like I want to paint like all day long. It starts getting like annoying to me. So like I'll go in my garage, right? And I'm like, oh my god, I do all these paintings and all these orders. So it started getting like really overwhelming to me. And like at one point I'm like, I don't really want to do painting anymore. I just want to, because honestly, my parents, they just kept telling me, you have to do this, you have to do that, and just started like getting overwhelming to me. And like, I was like, I don't want to do this no more because it's like too overwhelming and I have like too many things I have to do at that moment. So after a while, I just started like getting used to it. So my mom, like at one point, she started telling me, like she started not telling me like the paintings I have to do. Like she was like, okay, you have to do this. And when I'm done with that, she would tell me, oh, now you have to do this. And instead of telling me, oh, you have to do this one, this one.
So many. I'm like, wow, you got like 10 paintings to do. And I think that's what it was. So now it's like I'm under pressure. She felt like, how am I do this in a way? So instead of me saying, Chess, you got 10, it's like, I know what's on the pipeline, but I'll be like, all right, when she's done with that one, let her relax a few things. But all right, you have another one. Instead of saying, and I think that's in general with anyone, it's just like your boss taking a pile of paper saying, do this. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, she's only 10. Let me not keep saying, this is what you have to do. Because I want her to love it. And I don't want her to feel like there's something she have to do. So I tell her, like, you have to paint. If you want to quit this today and tomorrow, I'm going to go with whatever you want to do. But if you are going to do this and you want to continue to have a business, this is life. You're learning it at 10.
Exactly.
You're gonna get the pressure. You're going to have to follow a guide and finish your work, especially if people paying you. So.
Right. So Chassy, what did you learn from that experience? Have you learned something that you could kind of put into place to help you in the future? Because I'm pretty sure after this podcast airs, you're going to have more than 10 paintings waiting. So what did you learn to kind of help with that?
I don't think I learned nothing from that, honestly.
Oh, girl. Well, you want to learn something now.
Yeah, I think you did. More organized. You write them down. You give yourself a time frame.
Yeah, definitely that. I was on my own world because like the things that you were saying, it's like wow, like I'm actually visualizing this. I didn't know that it was this important, like what you're talking about now. So I was like in my own zone just now. But yeah, do write down
I
things.
love Chassy. I love that you're still 10. She was like, I didn't think what you guys were talking about was important, so I went into my own world. Chassy, I love you. You are funny. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so normally I do like on my stuff and like it helps me stay organized more, and I'm like a really messy painter, so like I mean like putting more things in place, and like my mom will be coming there like, oh yeah, the clean this up and stuff. It actually helped me out a little bit because I was like, oh, buying new brushes every week because they're all messed up. So yes,
Yeah.
go into place, and that'll actually help me like make my paintings faster, I guess you can say, so I won't be so overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, Chas, like this is so amazing. Before we head go into any more conversation, I would like for you to go ahead and share your business information, so anybody that wants to start ordering some stuff from you, they can.
Oh yeah, so my website is www.chassy.com. Right now during the holidays, I actually have 10% off of all my purchases on there. I'm actually going to be putting like a lot of new paintings on there, like since the holidays are coming. I'm going to be putting a lot of new paintings on there right now. So if you want to go check that out, you can.
That is so awesome. And actually, what I'm going to do is, because your episode will not be airing until after Christmas, I'm going to go ahead and post it up, and along with the promo of your episode airing, so right now, so that people can go ahead and start checking you out now. So hopefully that will kind of help some visits to your website. So for anybody that's interested, Chassy, how long is this sale going on until?
Until the end of January, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay, perfect. So if you're listening to this podcast, you still have time, even though it's past the holidays. 10% off the entire site of Chassy's work, and she even has, I think, an option where you can order a custom painting. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is so cool. 10% off her entire site, www.createwithchassy, and Chassy is spelled CHASSY, correct? .com. Okay, so make sure you guys hit up her site, help this young entrepreneur. She is amazing. Chassy, I'm not ending the show yet. Let me stop. Okay, so Mom, Chassy, I love you. You're awesome. Mom, so now I kind of want to get into your mindset a little bit before we end the show. Like you said that you're not like into physical punishment. You're not into restricting your children. How does your household run though? Because when I hear something like that, I don't know, and I don't know how other people hear it, but when I hear something like that, it sounds like everybody's just kind of running amok, doing their own thing.
No, I think that if you start structure at a young age, that it helps them along the way, so you'll be less stressed. So it will make your life easier to me. I think by me not punishing them and hitting them and just talking to them from a young age, it helped them. I think when you scream at a kid, they learn to scream back. So then now when they scream back, now they're being disrespectful to you instead of talking to them, right or wrong. Because even when Chassy says, I'm like, what did you just say? Don't say it. This is how you present it. Come back. Knock on the door before you come in. It's like you're training them in a way where your life is easy, very structured. My son is structured. They wake up, they know what day they have to wash the clothes, the dishes. They do it every other day, the bathroom. And it's more teamwork. So it might sound like, oh, you don't discipline them? Like, no, I discipline them, but not by physical, more and coaching. I coach them a lot. And I think it helps. It helps this household. People
now, were you and your husband raised this way?
No. No,
no.
I'm trying to raise them the way I would have wanted to be raised. Not saying that I was raised different.
Wrong.
I mean, wrong. You know, I don't know, because that was the time. I think we were raised to be hit, popped, and I think all that stuff comes from slavery, to be honest. And I didn't like it. Then the way we were woke up in the morning and just screaming, and I don't like it. So everything that I didn't like, I'm trying to coach them and train them to be different, if that makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, the mindset of business. I'm like, I feel I was very smart. I could have did so much more, but no one taught me. And the things I had to learn when I got older, I'm like, let me teach them now. Let me teach Chassy percentages now. Let me teach her about business now. So it's working out. My son is 16 and he's doing his sneakers. He's not like a Chassy because he's more humble and he's not as outgoing, but he has it. He has what is it called?
A website.
Fleetkin
Yeah,
Fleetkin
Fleetkin.
sneakers right now, and he's 16, so he resells sneakers right now.
What is it called again?
Fleet content.
Yeah, no,
Wait, what?
He's so independent. Like I don't even know what his website is. Like he is like very antisocial. I guess he does not like talking. Like
Yes, I know what you're saying. Like he keeps to himself, he does his thing, and he's not flamboyant with it, like all out there and in your face.
yeah,
He's
but it's
doing
called
it.
Fleets. But I'm trying to coach them to, if you can sell what I tell Jackie, a million things for $1, you're a millionaire.
Right.
I try to coach them in that mindset. I try to have my household, like we sit down, we eat together at the table at times, and we just coach. My husband talks a lot too. We like coach them. We just do more coaching than physical.
And I was gonna ask you about your husband. So he wasn't raised this way either, right? You said. Now, what does he do? Is he an entrepreneur himself? Is this where the entrepreneurial spirit comes from in your household, or is he in another form of business?
Movies. He likes to write movies. He likes to write books. He has a YouTube also. He's more of coaching out to young kids.
Okay, so he has his own business already.
Yeah,
okay, wow.
But I think I come from a banking background, and I think getting that started is on me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, is it important?
Mm-hmm.
So I like this. So this is a dynamic that just has always been, and what we're seeing with Chassy is really the fruit of what you and your husband have been instilling in your children then.
Yes.
I really like that. I love it.
That's
You guys,
the difference.
yeah, you guys are great. So I'm sorry, not Ty, Chassy. Is there anything else that you're interested in getting involved in now that you got this business going? Is there anything else that you want to do?
Honestly, not really. Like right now, I'm just really focused on my business and like things I want to do. But actually, I just got hit up. I don't know like where, but I just got hit up to do like movies, like could be in a movie like recently. So maybe like an older, I'm probably thinking of like being in movie shows and also like having my website too, my business too. So having both. So maybe I'm gonna be looking into doing movies and things like that.
Oh, this is so great. Well, I'm looking forward to watching what you do because, like I encourage people all the time, when you can get your mind together, there is nothing that you can't do. And it doesn't matter how old you are. And I wish people would really listen to me when I say that. You are never too young and you are never too old. You can do whatever you want. We've been created with these amazing organs called our brain. That is like a supercomputer. You can train your mind to do anything you want it to do. And Chassy, you are on a very strong path to doing that. So I am sure this is not the last time we are going to hear about you and what you're doing. Ty, you and your husband are amazing for what you guys are doing. You guys have like an entrepreneur camp going on over there. I'm going to send you my boys. and we could double team them. But I just absolutely love this. Do you guys have anything that you want to leave the people with before we end the broadcast?
Say something, Chassy.
Yeah, come on, Chass. I got my pen ready.
Okay, so what I want to say is never believe in failure to everybody out there, because I know like what you do is like try and encourage people, right? That's what you do. Yeah. So never believe in failure. Always keep pushing and just keep yourself in the place that you want to be instead of people telling you, oh, you have to do this and do that. Just go along with your flow and just always stay proactive and wake up every morning and be like, okay, I am the prettiest person in the world. I'm just gonna do this today and like have a great mindset, because all of you guys are like so amazing. And I know that some people like they just discourage themselves and they don't want to do this, but just keep pushing and never believe in failure. That's my biggest lesson. Just never.
Keep pushing, never believe in failure. Don't ever believe in failure and go with your flow. I like that. That's gonna be my new mantra for myself. Just go with your flow. I
Yeah.
love it. Ty, is there anything that you want to encourage the people with, or the parents, or anything?
I just want everyone, again, to keep pushing, like Chassy said, and never give up. Never give up on your dreams. If she can do it at 10, we can do it now. Because I'll be sitting back saying, you know what can I do? My phone go off like Chassy's making money.
Yes, I
need to
love
figure
it.
out the hustle. But again, never give up. Keep going, keep pushing.
Yes, I love it. Well, you ladies are so beautiful, and I thank you so very much for hanging out with me on my podcast. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then just before we go, again, www.createwithchassy.com. And then you can find her on Instagram at Create with Chassy. You can find her on YouTube, Create with Chassy, and Facebook, Chassy, what?
Corinne.
Oh, Kyrn. Corinne?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. On Facebook, Chassy Corinne. All right, ladies, thank you so very much. To my listeners, I need you to hang on for just a moment. Coming up next.